Alright, so welcome back to the Fat Crim YouTube channel, and for the first time in a month, I have actually uploaded 2 days on the trot. I know, it's insane. I used to go uploading twice a day. Here I am uploading barely once a week, but we are back on My Team Career Mode. It's been just over a month since I was last on here. I don't really know what's going down. I don't remember a whole lot. Looking at the recent results, we're actually on a 4 streak of points finishes. We can hope to keep that up. Now, what is interesting today is we're going to Texas. Now, this is the first time on this game that I am driving at Texas. I've never done it before, so this can either go horribly bad or incredibly good. We'll just have to find out by taking on qualifying. Now, one thing that I completely forgot about is that Texas is obviously a sprint weekend, which means future Foot Crim, editing this video, good luck, mate, because it's going to be about an hour and a half recording, so have fun with that. This means, of course, that we're going to start with sprint qualifying, which is in My Team Career Mode, Q1, Q2, Q3, then we go into the sprint race, which is 7 laps, then we have another quali, which is obviously Q1, Q2, Q3, and then a 20-lap race. We have 27 laps of racing, plus 6 quali sessions. Oh, this is going to be so long. And one more thing as well, that intro took me 7 attempts, and I finally got it, and I feel like the only reward for finally doing it is a like, so if you could drop one, that would be great, and I guess we just go into sprint quali. Let's go. Alright, so here we are in qualifying. Now, like I said, I've never driven here on this game, full stop. Now, I am going to do my usual run plan, which is do 1 lap about now, and then another one near the end. But this first lap is going to be especially important because I genuinely don't know what I'm doing at this track. Of course, I've driven at this track in F123. I've done it quite a lot. It was up there with one of my favourites, but F124 with a completely different characteristics is what I was trying to say of the car. I have no idea how this is going to go. Here's a little thing I forgot about. I forgot that in sprint qualifying, in SQ1 anyway, you are forced onto the medium tyre, which is definitely going to make life difficult. This sort of means that this lap I'm starting now might actually be the lap where I need to, like, do good and get into SQ2, if that's even possible. Into turn 1, that's okay. I think the grip's going to be quite low. Yeah, I sort of expected that. I anticipated it. Making our way through. Now, the first 2 of these corners should be easy flat. And then a subtle lift from there. Little tap of the brakes. That's, yeah. It's definitely not horrible. Don't get me wrong. There is a Mercedes right up my arse, which isn't ideal. That was really poor. I've almost lost it there. That was really bad. Okay, I'm definitely going to have to do a second run. I'm not really gaining a lot of knowledge about the track, to be honest. Right, so apparently my straight line speed is just ridiculous because I was going at least 25 to 30 kilometers an hour faster than the Mercedes, so I might actually up my downforce because the car is really tricky to drive around these corners. It's very heavy. I feel like I'm driving a Scania truck. It isn't ideal. Move! Move! Oh, you bitch! I believe that's George Russell ahead of me has just completely blocked me, and I've lost any ounce of pace that I had. But that is very concerning to me. Now, of course, not every single driver has done a lap. There are still quite a few left. But the fact that I'm currently in P13 and ahead of my teammate after that disaster class of a lap, that is actually somewhat promising. The tyre wear as well isn't bad, so I can definitely go for another run. And if I could just hold it together and keep it clean, I should be able to improve by about half a second, really. So, you know, back to the garage, refuel and all that, and we go again. So after everyone has completed their first runs, as you can see, we currently sit in P19. We are quite a ways off the pace, to be honest. I mean, look at the drop-off between P14 and P19. That's only 5 positions, and yet there's 1.1 seconds between them. Currently, the SQ1 area, I believe, is P17 upwards, or is it P16? It might be the top 16 go through, I think, which is currently a 1 minute 33 dead, which is currently, well, 8 tenths quicker than myself. I reckon I can do that, so let's give it a good go. Right, now I have got a bit of traffic around me, but it shouldn't be that big of a deal. Now this lap has to go big. I need to find upwards of a second if I want any chance of making SQ2. It's definitely doable, don't get me wrong, it is definitely doable. But one thing that I struggle with, especially in the crappier cars, like in My Team Career Mode, is, well, I struggle to keep it clean. That's all I need to do. If I can keep my lap clean, I can find a lot of time. But that's one thing that I'm not great at. Oh! The Williams there just went completely off track and almost ran into me. Alright, so I've managed to find half a tenth through Sector 1, which is really poor. I was hoping to find a lot more than that. Yeah, that's gonna... Yeah, that's not great, to be honest. I feel like the Williams of, I don't even know if that was Sargent or Albon, it's kind of ruined my lap a bit there, I'm not going to lie, but we are 2 tenths up at the end of this straight. I can now brake a bit deep, go right across the curb. That was really stinky. I think I was a bit off track there as well. Let's try and keep it smooth through here. Yeah, that's pretty good. And then through here. Don't lose the rear. Yeah, that's also not too bad, but we're just not finding anywhere near enough time, are we? Penultimate corner. Just going to give it everything. I was a bit off track there, but it really doesn't matter, to be honest. I mean, you can say my lap should be invalidated. It doesn't matter. I find half a second, which is, you know, definitely an improvement, but it's not as much time as I thought I could get, and I'm second to last. Yeah, I'm going to assume I was only ahead of my teammate. Am I correct in that statement? Yes, I am. So, I was 3.5 tenths away from making it into SQ2. I was only really competitive with one other car, that being the greatest driver to grace the Formula 1 grid, Logan Sargent. And of course I was ahead of my teammate, but Jack Doohan isn't really a teammate, he's just sort of there. So we start the sprint race in 21st. I could go on one of me mad comebacks, I doubt it, but it's always possible. I think I'm in for a very sad and painful 7 laps of this sprint. So let's just get right into it, shall we? Yippee! Alright, so we're on the grid, ready for the sprint race, and one thing that is very concerning to me is I was talking about how my straight line speed in qualifying was really, really strong. I was something like 20 to 30 kilometers an hour quicker than the Mercedes. It was then I discovered that my downforce is actually really high already, so I can't really increase it anymore. That's concerning, because I thought I was running like 20 to 30 wing, not 40, so I don't know how this sprint's going to go. I feel like I'm just going to be at the back of the pack for most of it, but you never know. Let's just have a crack at it, do you know what I mean? What can I lose? And here we go for the Texan sprint race, or the US GP sprint race, I guess it's formally called. It's not a bad start. I need to avoid some wheel spin. That's a great start. We are going to go wheel to wheel with, I believe, Logan Sargent, or I can just swing it around the outside of Hulkenberg and Magnussen. Going to go off track a little bit, massive snap of oversteer. Let's just not die, do you know what I mean? I think that's a good place to start. And we are up 4 places off the start. That is pretty stellar. Now, I have a plan here. Going to go round... No, that's not worked at all. Okay, never mind. What about here? No, I was going to try and go around the outside of the Sauber. I could do it now. There you go. Get round there, Lewis. Go! Yes! Oh, balls. I've almost crashed. No, I've lived. Okay, that was a bit of a dodgy overtake. It is a lap 1 racing incident, I guess. Maybe slip round the RB here. Maybe, potentially, possibly. No, okay. Well, we are going to be, well, big skid. 5 places up through the first sector. Now, let's see that straight line speed. Is it actually a real thing? Yes. Oh, yes. I'm sending this. Yuki Tsunoda, you're finished, blood. Oh, I've outbraked myself quite heavily there. There's Tsunoda. Okay. Yeah, I messed that up massively. But for a first lap, it's not too bad, to be honest. Hello, Tsunoda. I have a plan, and I'm going to put it into fruition. Love that. That was a really nice overtake, actually. It's pretty easy to do on the AI since they're a bit oblivious to their surroundings, but it's still nice. Hang up in the Louvre. And there's the end of lap 1. DRS enabled, sitting in P15. Great first lap. I think Tsunoda's going to give it a go. He is. I hate that. Oh, hello, Danny Rick. Where'd you come from? Oh, I've outbraked myself again. Oh, and I've almost crashed. I need to stop outbraking myself every single corner. It's just, the difficult thing about this track, I remember it being an issue on F123 as well, is the sort of Tsunoda. The braking points, like, change every single lap. It's really, really annoying and difficult. Right, so one thing that is going to be a big issue is that I've lost the DRS on Ricciardo, and it's clear that my pace is that bad. I have lost over a second to Ricciardo in less than a lap, and I'm losing tenths of a second per corner to every other car. So, It was promising. The most I can do now is try and defend against Tsunoda and sort of ruin his and everyone else's race behind him. Lost another half a second in Sector 1. It's very clear that this car is really, really, really slow. I'm definitely driving as fast as I can. It's not like I'm driving bad. It's just this car is shocking. There goes Tsunoda. I don't think I've even got the ERS to challenge him. I'm going to because I feel like it. I have the inside line, and I do manage to stay ahead, and that is the absolute most I can do, is just try and stay ahead and defend from Tsunoda, and that's it. There's nothing I can do about that, realistically. I can't defend against that. This car it doesn't feel horrible to drive. It's just really, really slow. Now, it's not completely over. I will have DRS for, the first time this race. Do I have the straight line speed to catch up to Tsunoda, though? I reckon I do. Oh, I definitely do. Can I just do this? I'm going to have to switch back. I didn't want to switch back. Oh, it's going to be tight. No, I have executed that to perfection. And somehow I've managed to shithouse getting back past Tsunoda, back up into P15. You can see Daniel Ricciardo now 3.8 seconds ahead, literally pulling a 10th a corner on me. And I'm already struggling with oversteer and my tyres are dying only 4 laps in. My tyres are averaging about 3.8% wear a lap, which is not great, to be honest. Oh, finally I've got a bit of a breather. Seems like Bottas has sent it on Tsunoda, and I actually have a bit of free time without being sent up the inside. It's quite interesting, this feeling. It seems like one of the Hasses is also getting involved. It probably won't last long. I reckon Bottas will be back within DRS at the end of this sector. You know, at least I've got some time to relax. But I know for one thing, the downforce has to go up. I believe that park firming restrictions do go away when the sprint ends. The rear downforce has to go way up to 40, and the front has to go to 47. I can't believe you have to run that high of a win at Texas, especially with 2 decently long straights. But my straight line speed is way too good, and I ain't going to be able to qualify or even have decent race pace with downforce and cornering speeds this low. And here we go, the final lap of the sprint race. An absolute snooze fest, to be honest. It's just been me trying to hold back the Sauber of Bottas and the RB of Tsunoda. It's not been fun. The car doesn't feel great. It's very slow. It's very oversteery. The cornering speeds are shocking. But I'm just hanging on to this P15, which is nothing to write home about. I mean, if this is a sign for things to come, that 4-point streak that I wanted to keep going is going to end. I mean, look at that. What even look at the understeer there. That is some crazy, crazy understeer. Now, I do know a little tactic that if you actually put half your car on the left here off track, then, oh, that hasn't worked at all. Okay, I'm going to have to send it on Bottas here. My wise plan hasn't gone very well. Braking around the outside of Valtteri Bottas. Here we go. Still wheel to wheel into the next corner. Inside line for Fat Krim though. Go on. That's it. Nice. Well done. I forgot how much ERS I had. I don't know why I didn't use any of it. But if you do go on the left of the track there and put half your car there, the AI won't go in your slipstream, which is a huge advantage for you. But for me, it's been very disappointing. I've listed why about a minute ago. Don't need to say it again. So we're going to come around the final corner, and honestly, that is the absolute maximum I could have got from that sprint race. P15, it's really bad. It is crap, don't get me wrong. But, you know, I have to at least take some credit and, like, big myself up a little bit since that was the absolute maximum. I mean, you saw the gap to Danny Rick. He was in another universe. And let's get it right, the RB isn't that much of a better car. And although I have been complaining about slow cornering speeds and just really crap downforce in general, because of my straight line speed, I managed to stay ahead of all of these cars and finish P15. But one thing I want to look at before we go into the next session, which is normal quali for the main Grand Prix, is my lap time. So I was doing very inconsistent lap time. You can see the drop off here. There is a second difference from lap 4 to lap 5, and it sort of stays there. But what I want to look at is Danny Rick. So let's just say these are mid-35s and a mid-36s. He's doing mid-34s and then high 34, low 35. So he is, on these laps, he is consistently a second a lap quicker than me, 1.7 seconds, 1.1, I don't even know what that is, like 1.6, 1.1, and that pace difference is crazy. But anyway, like I said, that was the absolute maximum. It's a British 1-2-3. Unfortunately, I've sort of let my country down in P15. But we go into the next quali. Surely it has to be better than a P21, do you know what I mean? Alright, so here we are in normal qualifying. Now, because this isn't the sprint race, I can actually afford to do 2 runs on the softs. Now, you might be thinking, you've just done 8 laps of this track. Why do you need to do a first run? It's kind of pointless. Well, I'd like to do a lap on the softs. I've not driven on the softs yet this whole weekend, so I'd like to do just one little warm-up lap. And let's be honest, I'm not getting into Q3, so I might as well just use an extra set, you know what I mean? Now, Parc Fermé rules do get lifted, so I'm going to I might actually leave the front downforce, so I might put it to like 44, but I want to up this to like 40. Actually, I think that's really nice. I think that, yeah, that's really good. Okay, so we're going to leave it like that. And then the next thing I want to look at is our benchmark lap time. So, like, as we know, top 16 go through. It's currently a 32.9, which is actually, I believe that's faster than sprint quali. I mean, you'd expect that. We're on a softer compound. So that's the target. Let's see what I can do. Now, one thing that I might actually do is I might actually make my downforce almost to the max, because in quali, downforce is way more important. So I might do that on my second run, but here we go then. My first run, my first lap in general, on the soft tyres. Let's see how it goes. Braking into turn 1 on the mark where it tells me, and that was about bang on. The exit's very important, that was nice. Now, we should be good until about 5 corners time. Right, now this is where I've been really struggling, trying to like keep it tight. I've gone a bit wide again. Yeah, I've been really struggling through those 2 corners. I've been like half a second slower than anyone else through there. I didn't actually see my sector 1 time, but I imagine it's slightly more competitive than my sprint qualifying time. Now, down the back straight, we could just absolutely floor it and burn that ERS all the way down to 40%. I'm going to brake a little bit earlier because you can actually ride that inside curb, making obviously the corner a bit earlier, which is faster. I've gone a little bit wide through there. I'm currently a 10th down on Zhou Guanyu, so it seems the pace really ain't that much better because this is my everything. The AI can definitely go a lot quicker. Final corner, swinger in, and this is just an absolute disaster class. The lap is very good, but here I am on the back row of the grid, once again, only ahead of my teammate. I can't qualify. I can't do it. This car is so agonizingly slow, but this is the thing, it feels okay to drive. You know, the balance is okay and the grip's fine or whatever, it's just apocalyptically slow. So here's the thing, right? Here I am. I'm currently 4/10 away from, actually probably even more than that, probably like more like half a second away from securing a place into Q2. And that lap was my maximum. I can physically, mentally, spiritually not go quicker than that. I'm of course going to do an extra run, but pretty much the highest possible place I can see myself getting is P17. And that's if this lap is absolute perfection. Alright, here we go then. My final run in qualifying. I'm definitely not getting through into Q2. That's just not going to happen. The most I can do is lift myself off the back row of the grid. Okay, I was a lot better through turn 1 there. I've actually managed to find about 0.2 of a second. That's really nice. Okay, hang on a minute here. I am half a second up in Sector 1. What? No, Williams, please move. Oh my goodness, that Williams just cost me so much time. Go. Nice exit. What is going on? I have found nearly 0.8 of a second. What the? Penultimate corner. Good enough. Might have been a little bit over the limit, but that's fine. Final corner. Nice exit. What in the name of all that is holy did I just do? Where has that come from? What? I'm genuinely, like, gobsmacked how that's happened. How have I managed to find that much time? I just said that I couldn't go any faster, and yet I've just gone 0.8 quicker. Sector 1, 0.3. Sector 2, 0.4. Sector 3, 0.1 tenth. Actually, that's more than that. That's 2/10. How in the name of all that is holy have I managed to find that much lap time? I'm going to have to do a good versus great comparison, because that is insane. Nice bit of foreshadowing as well. I said before that lap, I'm definitely not getting into Q2. That's not happening, and here I am, P13. Also, only a 10th away from the top 10. Alright, cool, I guess we go into Q2. Right, I've decided to come out a bit early for my first and only run in Q2. This is purely just because I can't really be asked dealing with the traffic, to be honest, and I don't think the track is going to be that much better, so it's just me, on my own. Let's do this thing, let's see what I can do. Now, what I can tell you lot is that the P10 position at the moment is a 32-1. Let's see what I can do about that. Not a bad Sector 1, I'm currently just under a 10th away from Ocon. Definitely not that bad. Down the back straight, drain that ERS tank, into the heavy braking, get in there, Lewis. Making my way now downtown. For the final couple of corners, I'm still just a bit too far back. I think even with the best Sector 3 I could ever do, it's just quite not enough. Round the final corner, nice exit, it's a really nice lap, and it's good enough for P13. I don't even know if that's an improvement on my Q1 time. There's definitely some more time in the tank, but nowhere near enough to make it into Q3. I mean, that was like dreamland, to be honest. Honestly, I'm happy with that. I might not stay P13 because every other driver's still got another run to do, but honestly, I'm happy if I stay P13. I know there's only 15 drivers, so that isn't great, but once again, I feel like I have maximised the car, give or take half a 10th or two. Right, so here we go then. I'm going to take the line, and now we can see if anyone around me can get past me. Now, it's just an Alpine and a Haas. There's the other Alpine. Okay, so I've stayed on to P13. There is still one Haas left, and if Magnussen can't get ahead of me, I will be starting P13, which really ain't that bad. Here he comes. Here comes K-Mag. What's he going to do? He stays P15, so I'll be starting P13 for the race. I'm actually very happy with that. You know, safety car, ignore me just driving off the track, by the way. Safety car, red flag, just pure pace, anything like that, anything's possible. No, I'm not having this. I'm not having this. You can sod off with your 5-place group penalty. Stupid game. Anyway, let's get to the Grand Prix and go on a points charge. And here we are on Sunday afternoon for the Formula 1 Pirelli United States Grand Prix 2024. Now, of course, the target is points. However, actually gaining those points is going to be extremely difficult, near impossible. I believe on pace, I am not able to get points. I need a good safety car timing, a red flag, a crash, any of those things, and get me up there a little bit. But it's all to play for. You know, that's what they always say. The strategy is, of course, extremely bog standard. It's just a straight medium to hard, and then I'm going to quickly lower my downforce back down to 46. Now, there are no engine penalties either, so it is P13. I think we're ready. I'm excited. I'm optimistic. I think this has got to be an absolute cracker. It has to be. I feel it. Let's go. Now, my starts have always been pretty stinky in this game. If I could just have one good one, I'll be off. And there's a bit too much RPM, and I've almost just crashed already, straight off the line. It's actually a very poor start. I'm going to lose 2 places, but I'm going to do the same thing I've done in the sprint race, which is swing a run round the outside, try not to lose it. On the exit, I was very close. And actually, wait, whoa! Oh my goodness! I nearly just got slaughtered. What was that all about? Oh, for crying out loud! One of the Alpines ahead. It might have actually been both the Alpines kerfuffle, and I pay off really bad from it, and I drop down to P16, and my car is undrivable. Right, hello Sonoda, I'm coming around the outside of you, mate. There's nothing you can really do about it, unfortunately. I'm just clear. Now, straight line speed. Hello, are you there? Do I still have some? No, not really. Kind of. Yeah, I do. Why not? Now, Sonoda's going to make life a bit difficult, but I want to try and send one up the inside of Magnussen. I bet he didn't expect that coming out from Foot Crim. That was nice. So lap 1, I lose like 5 places, but then I gain a couple. I'm still 1 place down from where I started. The worst possible start you could possibly have, really. And it was just, you know, bad time, bad place, bad time. That is a gorgeous overtake, my goodness. Right, so now, back to where I started. Yippee. Right, a little update for you lot. It has been a couple of laps, nothing's really happened. I've just been stuck behind these Alpines. The grip is starting to fall off drastically quickly. I'm really struggling to turn my vehicle at the moment. And I reckon in 2 to 3 laps time, I will be nowhere near fast enough to stay within Ocon's DRS. You can see in front of me, there is currently a freeway scrap. I don't even know what position that is, but maybe I can prioritise and do something with that. I'm not entirely sure, but as you can see, I'm getting oversteer in every corner. It's really bad. Oh, hang on, someone's locked up ahead of me. There's maybe an opportunity here to get past Esteban Ocon. Not quite, however, we know how good my straight line speed is, and I've got plenty of ERS to use. Let's go for it. Let's make some moves. Let's make some bold moves. Come on, then. Let's have your son. Two. You know what? I feel like having... Okay, maybe not. It's a bit too... what's the word? I don't even know. But we have managed to get past Esteban Ocon. And I am now up to P12. And that was all because someone ahead, I don't know who, had a massive lockup. So whoever that was, cheers, mate. Appreciate it. Right, it's going to be a little bit risky, and I am going to use a lot of VRS, but I reckon I might actually be able to get Albon here. I'm going to have to dive bomb it. Here we come. Hello, Alex. Two! Round the outside. He's going to make it difficult. Inside line for Fat Crim plays now, though. Get in there, Lewis. And somehow, in the space of 2 laps, I've managed to go from P13 to P11. Yeah, I don't know how. I guess I'm just taking a list, do you know what I mean? However, I now am not getting back within the DRS of Stroll. It's going to be extremely difficult. I need the front runners to start fighting again so I can get back involved. Like that, locking up. That's exactly what I need. Thank you very much, whoever that was. I'll buy you some shots later. Here we can see a Ferrari and I believe a Mercedes having a scrap just ahead of me of Russell. And then, of course, there's Lance Stroll right behind them and I am right behind them. DRS is going to be very tricky at this point. But I've managed to shithouse DRS. I believe I got it by about 10 milliseconds. I had to use a lot of overtake for it. But that was crucial. It could be crucial, at least. Right, it's officially lap 9, which means this is the lap that I'm going to be pit stopping. Now, one thing that I realise is that, well, I'm in P11 at the moment. And of course, every car ahead of me is going to be one of the front runners. The Mercedes, the Astons, the Ferraris, McLarens and the Red Bulls. So sticking with them is going to be nigh on impossible. My one saving grace, however, is one of those 10 drivers is Lance Stroll. Now for the first lap, since the start of the Grand Prix, I'm not going to have DRS. So I'm going to do my little tactic, go to here. Now Alex is going to be really, really quick, and I don't know if I've got what it takes to defend against him. I think I can still send that. I think I'm going to. It'd be nice to stay ahead when I go into the pits. Let's try and avoid a switchback as well. Okay, I've managed to stay ahead of Albon, which is actually quite nice, because obviously I'm stopping this lap. And if Alex stops as well, that would be doubly good. And we'll go from there. And here we go. Is Alex coming in as well? Yes, he is. So you can see how crucial me sending it on him was. And into the pits we must go. E-I-E-I-E-I-O. Here we go. Right. We want a very good pit stop. Errors and points is gone. Even with a good pit stop, points still might be gone. But this will give us the best chance. Come on, you could do it, the boys. Alright, so anyway, so we come out in P18. A good outlap might see us come back out in about P13. But it's going to have to be a very strong outlap. Yeah, I'm not going to lie, this car has gone to pieces. It feels horrible. And there's nothing I could do against that, against Alex Albon. That car is just so much better than mine in every way. I'm just going to have to let him go. Damn, that's just really ruined everything, hasn't it? I mean, like I said, I probably wasn't scoring points either way, just because I'm not quick enough, but yeah, the fact that I prayed that I wouldn't get a bad stop, and I just see that front right take a while, it has truly ruined everything, and it's clear from these first 2 sectors that this car is about to turn to absolute mud, and my pace on these hard tyres is going to be nothing short of shocking. Brilliant. So you can see Esteban Ocon, 2 seconds up the road. He was obviously the guy I was actually like 2 or 3 places ahead of him. So after the rounds of pit stops, I actually come out in P13, or 14, sorry. So a 3-place loss because of that dodgy pit stop. I would have been 3 seconds up the road if that pit stop was actually smooth. And with a nice undercut as well. Heartbreaking. You can see how horrible this car is right now. It's all going wrong, is what's going on. Now, Alex Albon doesn't have DRS. I think there's a dive bomb on here. There absolutely is. Round the outside of Albon. But a second time today, I think. It might even be 3rd time, to be honest. Once again, Factor in Place has the inside line. And he's through. So I'm back up to P13, which is obviously where I started this Grand Prix. Only thing is, though, the likes of the Alpines are miles ahead. And I don't think I can make up that time before Alex Albon eventually catches up and passes me back. It's not looking good, bruv. Although we do have a yellow flag. I believe it just came up someone retired, but I didn't catch who. I believe it was Fernando Alonso, I think I saw. Which, if anything, that just rubs salt in the wound. Because if you think about it, if that pit stop wasn't dodgy, I would still be P11. That would have put me up to P10. And I would have been in the points right now and had a very good chance of points. And now it's just not going to happen. I'm losing half a second a corner, a sector, to the Alpines. Alright, so you join me with 5 laps remaining, and this has been extremely tough, trying to keep the likes of Albon and Tsunoda behind. As you can see, there is a 6.5 second gap to the Alpines. There is sort of a reason for that. I've basically sacked off trying to get anywhere near them. What I'm doing is, as you can see, I turn my ERS completely off through Sector 1 because there's nowhere to pass. So I've got the ERS to defend down the back straight, and I intend to do that until the end. Right, 3 laps to go, and I'm still just managing to hold on. I think I can do it. I think I've got the ability and the passion to do it. But I mean, it's a bit bittersweet that I'm sat here doing all this fighting for my life for P12 when you think that if I didn't have that pit stop trouble, I would be in the points right now. It's extremely sad, but we move. And here we go then, the final lap of this race, and I need to bring this home quick because I'm in a lot of pain right now. My arse is killing me, my ankles are killing me, my legs are killing me. Alex Albon's going for it. Can he make it stick though? He can. Now it's not fully over yet. It is absolutely not over. We still have the back straight of the DRS. But that would be a horrible way to lose out on P12. Oh, let's just ignore. I went completely off the track there, please. Thank you very much. Through Sector 1, I've kind of stuck with Albon. DRS is going to be certified, available. And with an okay enough exit like that, there's a very realistic chance I can just blitz past Albon here. Come on, baby. Show me some speed. Power, please. Oh, yes. Oh, see you later, son. Before the corner. Back past Albon. And now we can tackle the final sector and bring it home in P13 or P12, sorry. Very, very, very sad. One of the most saddest I've ever been for a race result. Max Verstappen wins. It ain't happening in real life, let's be honest. But yeah, honestly, my driving has been pretty much as good as it can be. I'm really happy with how I've driven. The car's just been apocalyptically slow, as I've said many times. And without that pit stop error, I probably would have scored points. When we come around the final corner, once again, I feel like I've maximised absolutely everything. So I'm happy with that. To be honest, I'm pleased with that result. Of course, it does mean that my 4-point streak does come to an end, but it's sort of out of my hands, you know what I mean? I was never going to catch those Alpines if they got past me, and because, well, you saw what happened. It's tragic, but it ain't a bad result by any means. My goodness, my hands are killing me. That was really long. I mean, that's the longest I've ever driven. Now it's a near 2-hour recording. Future Foot Crim, good luck, mate. Now, of course, you also have to take into consideration that that was my first ever time driving at this track on F124. Now, it shouldn't take me long to get up to speed. I reckon I already done it after SQ. But yeah, all things considered, I'm really happy with that performance. We finished P13 overall, P12 in the race, and then, wasn't it P15 in a sprint? Yeah. So we look at the standings, nothing's going to change for our position, obviously. We're sat on 44 points, still amazing how we got that second place at Imola. Max Verstappen extends his championship lead to 47, and Red Bull extend their lead in the Constructors to 33, Max Verstappen. So yeah, that's all from me today for My Team Career Mode. I'll be back soon for the Has to Glory. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe as always. Follow me on Kick, I do stream on there a lot more often than I do anything on this YouTube channel, to be honest. So yeah, that would be cool. Thanks for watching once again, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.